This Austin Healey really is a delight to drive. Small, nippy, but got that exhaust note that just edges you on to dab the accelerator and just give it a bit more oomph out of the corners.
This wonderful Austin Healey 100M was built in 1953, and it's a beautiful example of one of the classic British sports cars. Developed by Donald Healey, it was actually based on the humble underpinnings of the Austin A90 Atlantic, but it was clothed in that curvaceous, timeless Jerry Coker designed body. This particular example looks rather racy with its bumpers removed, but it is just a road car. It's an early BN1, so it only has a 3-speed gearbox, but it does have overdrive. Flick the switch when you're in third, and it gives you an extra gear. The 100 in the name comes from the fact that it could reach 100 miles an hour, which, when you compare it to the family saloons of the 1950s, which barely reached 60 miles per hour, it was pretty heady stuff. The M in the name designates that this Austin Healey has been upgraded to Le Mans spec. That means the 4-cylinder engine has high lift cams, larger carburetors that breathe through a cold airbox, and the bonnet has louvres, and for that extra sporting appeal, a leather bonnet strap. The majority of Austin Healey 100s were exported to the States, including this one. But in 1993, it was imported back into the UK, and then between 2006 and 2010, it was subjected to a major restoration and converted to right-hand drive. Finished in carmine red over Old English white, it's a real eye-catcher. Whenever I'm lucky enough to drive a sports car from the 1950s or 60s, it always strikes me how physically small they are on the road. But get a car like the Austin Healey away from the congested A roads and onto the rural country lanes, it simply comes into its own.
So this really is as good as it gets. This is a sunny Sunday evening. I'm in a British sports car and just enjoying driving.
The 2.6 litre engine revs willingly up to the 5,000 RPM red line. But this is no hot rod historic racer. It retains its original 3-speed gearbox, with the gear lever stuck out onto the far side of the transmission tunnel. The change is slow, but when you get it right, it's so rewarding. For me, to be in a 1950s sports car on a country lane in the sunshine is just an invigorating, life-affirming experience. According to records discovered in 1985, there were only 640 100Ms built by the factory, but Austin also sold the M upgrades as a kit, so you could convert your humble 100 to M spec at home. The factory M's are more desirable and so command a higher price. But it would be such a shame to keep these cars cosseted in garages when they offer such a rewarding driving experience. They were built as road cars and not temperamental thoroughbred races, so they inspire that confidence to take it on long tours. I'd be happy to drive this to the south of France and back. How many 70-year-old cars would you feel confident doing that in?